there's a lot of grass and weeds coming through in between the bricks. It would take hours to manually remove all the weeds and grass. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to solve this problem naturally. In order to do this job, we use several bags of swimming pool salt. We are using the 25 kilogram bag, which we will spread across the driveway. There are some drawbacks to using salt, so we use this once or twice just to control the problem. We scatter the salt all along the paving, and the beauty of this is it's natural, so it's fine if your animals are nearby. Using a broom, we spread the salt evenly and try and get it in between the bricks. Then we wet it. You want that salt to get in between the cracks. We want that salt to seep into the ground around the bricks so that it kills the weeds and the grass. Right, so this is the very next day, and one can see that a lot of the greenery is getting darker, meaning that it's actually dying. A lot of the greenery has turned. It's now become very dry. This was coarse salt, so it hasn't disintegrated yet, so just a little bit of water will help it along. Alright, just a little bit of water to try and help dissolve the remaining salt. Right, so it's 2 days later after putting the salt. You can see that all the weeds are actually dying. They've turned from that green color to a brown color. So this can now just be removed. You can see it's completely dry, and you can just sweep this up. So this is the after. Majority of the weeds and grass has actually died. Now you can still see some of the salt which has not dissolved yet. For best results, it's best to do the salt treatment on bricks that are not too porous. If the bricks are very porous, you might notice an efflorescent effect. But I'm just letting you know that you might see this white discoloration around the bricks, but if there's been a good rain or you go with a hose pipe, it does clear it up. Right, this is now 5 days after applying the salt. I watered it twice and there was a light rain on one of the days. There I'm showing how the grass is even dying. Weeds dies quite quickly, but the grass is what is usually more resilient, and there you can see it is dying out. Alright, so there after 5 days the weeds and the grass have completely died. It is now 3 weeks later and there's no weeds or grass coming through. So in this section there is no regrowth. More than 99% of the driveway is now free of weeds and grass. There is just a few places where there's still some grass, so it would need another salt treatment. For example, this used to look like that, but now after the salt treatment it looks like this, and there's just a little bit of grass, and one of the reasons is because of how close the bricks are together, and possibly the salt never had an opportunity to get in between the bricks. Here's a few pictures of the before and after, and just how successful a few bags of salt were for this application. After some time there is a little bit of regrowth, but just use the salt again and you can naturally reduce the amount of regrowth over time. Thanks for watching, and cheers.